At other conferences, you go and the people boo, one guy booed, and one shmoo-ball. I'm 2 for 2 this year, but that was my dominant hand. So anyway, we're going to play rock, paper, scissors. So I'm going to explain it. Don't do anything until I tell you. So here's how it's going to happen. You're going to all stand up, not right now. You're going to stand up and you're going to look to your neighbor. You're going to greet yourself, say hi, make sure your hands are clean, no boogers. Dr. Johnny Fever, booger. No WKRP fans anywhere.
Oh my God.
Sorry. Oh, and Heidi loves the beach ball, so if you could keep doing that, that'd be awesome. You're going to play best of one, rock, paper, scissors.
Speaking of which, it is Jack Daniel's birthday today.
We sang to him already.
Did you?
Yes.
That was supposed to be my job.
Well, he came up. He crashed the talk, so we'll do it again. So we're all going to stand up. You're going to do best of one. If there's a tie, you keep going until somebody wins. That's it. It's not a best of 3, none of that nonsense. When you're done and you lose, sit down. It's the only way we know to continue. Be honest, and then you're going to find the closest person next to you, wait till I say, and then you're going to go again, okay? I've actually had people just start mowing people down, you know, and they probably won like 10 games in a row, but because they didn't stop, then they got out at some point before they got to the front and got a prize. So at some point, there'll be a few of you left. You know, this is division by 2, so it actually cuts very rapidly, and we'll get you up here and we'll give away a bunch of stuff. So now, with that explained, are there any questions? Good. Stand up. Oh, this is very important. Thank you. Do you go on 3 or is it 1, 2, 3, go? You go on 3. Okay, you ready? 1, 2, 3. All right, half of you should be sitting down. All right, there's still a few holdouts. There we go. All right. Again, ready, find your neighbor. On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3.
Test a couple years ago, we tried to expand it so that more people could play. I'm leaning in pretty close to the mic.
Oh, there you go.
So we had what was close to a sort of a CTF Jeopardy style game. This was inspired very much by the B-Sides Las Vegas puzzle this year. A lot of different tasks in 5 loosely defined categories. But the neat thing that I liked about the B-Sides puzzle was it had a lot of different disciplines, a lot of different things. It wasn't all just crypto. And so the idea was it would hopefully get a lot of people working together. We also had a live leaderboard to drum up interest and also raise the stress on the players because it just seemed like nice. So it was the periodic table of tasks, puzzles, I don't know. I had a hard time thinking of names for the puzzle. Anyway, it was a periodic table. What was that? Of frustration, periodic table of frustration, that works. So we put this in the program, had 5 different categories. The categories were based on the different track titles. We had Build It, of course, and there were several tasks in there. These were just pretty simple things. You had to send a shmoo-ball 3 meters. We had people came up with all kinds of crazy ideas with that. The best, actually, that I saw was literally a catapult. Somebody put a pen and something in a ball and it stepped on it and the ball shot like 3 stories in the air outside the hotel. It was very cool. Private mail was just to get people to try and use PGP. People who hadn't used PGP before, create a PGP key, find my key, and send me a message. Barcode, they had to actually build a barcode with something physical. I tested this at home with the M&Ms and it scanned, so I said, okay, great, I'll put it in the puzzle. I saw 2 different people built something in Minecraft, and I saw somebody build something with Starburst. I'm not sure what else there was. And then finally, you had to cut a key from a picture at the lockpick village. And we had a lot of people trying that, and they'd try it, they'd stick in the lock, it wouldn't go, they'd go back, they'd try it again. We went through, I think one team went through like 4 or 5 blanks trying to get that key open. The Boffet category, Boffet was the bird of a feather track from ShmooCons 1 and 2 way back when, and this was meant to be a more social thing. So you had bullseye, people had to throw shmoo balls at you. You had to go to the village and play Hack Fortress in the Hack Fortress Center. I had to actually try and demonstrate a slide rule. I don't think I met anybody who actually knew how to use a slide rule. They just had to dig it up on Google, which is what I had to do. Scholar, you had to show that you've actually attended talks, get a little autograph from 3 different speakers in each track. You had to collect a picture of all the badges in one place at one time. After a while, there was a plaque at the Hacker for Charity table that had all of them, so people started submitting that. And then you had to visit all 3 ShmooCon hotels as well and get a picture of yourself in front of each one. We actually had quite a few people do that, like 3 or 4. Then we had some more technical ones, and I'll run through these fairly quickly. The break it was more CTF style tasks. So hypodermic was a SQL injection attack. The back end was a very poorly coded system that whenever you had an error, it gave you way more information than it should. And you had to get the admin password. If you used a union select, which you probably can't read this, but you use a union select, give me the password, concatenate with a space, concatenate with a user ID, and return that, you get a whole bunch of hashes and user IDs. If you Google the MD5 hash on admin, you get password. Corned beef was a hash extension attack. Basically, it said that there's a secret key, you don't know what it is, and Moose37, if you added a :admin to that and update the hash, you would, if you had a valid hash, you get it. Tool out there called hash pump, pretty easy tool to use. You give it the original hash, you give it the text that you've got and the text you want to add, and it gives you a new hash that is valid. It's a very interesting attack based on the fact that the key went at the beginning of the hash. So that's a fun learning experience for people, I hope. And then finally we had Delphi. Delphi, of course, was an oracle. This was the padding oracle vulnerability. This is a really fun one. The server gives you a piece of encrypted text, you send it back, and the server says, yes, that was valid. If you modify the text slightly, depending on the error you get back, it will leak certain information back to the user. So it's actually possible to vary the last byte of the message you give back to the server. You modify the ciphertext, send it back, and depending on the error you get, you can determine what that last character is. It actually looks like a movie theater attack, something you see out of Black Hat, where literally you see the last character go, zzz, it goes through all 256 combinations, then it locks in, then you go to the next one, it goes like that, it locks in. There are tools that make it look like that, because that's actually literally how the attack works. So when you end up with it, you get the moose is on fire. Then we had the Blay It category. Here I was trying to highlight different technologies you use in defensive technology. I had just a few really simple things identify what these are. The bad admin was a lineman hash of the word password. Bad user, somebody puts a virus on the system. It was the beginning of the ICAR test virus signature. And then there was a heartbleed packet that I hoped would be harder for people to find, but apparently people found it pretty quickly because I tweaked the last 3 length bytes and I didn't see any instances on Google of that example, but apparently there was by the time the contest started. And then finally, the last one in Blay It was bad timing. It was a time-based one-time password, which is a reasonably simple algorithm, but apparently it's hard to get right because people kept giving me the wrong answer. And I'd say, have you tried it with Google Auth? And they said, oh, it didn't work. Let me fix that. What you ended up having to do was just iterate over all the different ShmooCon times, so basically starting at 3 o'clock Friday afternoon to 4 o'clock Sunday for all the 11 years of ShmooCon, and eventually you would find a time at which the key that you were given would create the code that you were given. And that was January 29th, 2011. Then finally, the cryptography portion of our game. This was originally a crypto contest for badges. And so what we ended up here with was a couple of standalone tasks and basically a mini badge contest right in the middle of the badge contest. So the standalone ones, we had dinosaurs. This was not about long-established InfoSec personalities. Somebody actually sent me a picture with Gmark, Space Rogue, and I'm trying to remember who the last one was. Jack Daniel, of course, Jack Daniel. And I'm like, no, it wasn't that. It was about Stegosaurus or Stego. So scattered around the con on the different signs, and one in the program, and one way down the end of the hall were these little electron orbits. And those are actually 3-digit quaternary numbers. So basically, you've got 3 orbits, the orbit that goes straight up and down, the orbit that goes a little bit over, and the orbit that goes a little bit farther over that, so like the 2 o'clock and the 4 o'clock. So going clockwise are orbits 0, 1, and 2. And then electron positions, again, going clockwise, 0, 1, 2, and 3. So what you have right here actually ends up being an L. The last 2 bullets merged together accidentally. That's supposed to be the L. And when you end up decrypting them all, you get, look upon my crypto, ye mighty, and despair, Azimusius, which is not quite the correct quote, but that worked. And then we had Skurbius, who was the creator of the Enigma. The names of all the different tasks were meant to be little hints to kind of nudge you towards what to go and do. So this told you it was an Enigma. The ciphertext looked like a salted password hash, but if you decoded the base 64 sections, you've got the B312 DJSAA, which was the reflector B, rotor order, rotor settings, etc., and you get a ciphertext nicely. I left spaces in the correct positions. When you find a valid app, and there's a lot of web apps for Enigma that are not quite right, you end up with this text here. Almost looks like text, but we didn't give any plugboard settings, which completely changes the way it all works. So let's take one word, the third from the end. that almost looks like a word. What if you swap the S and the H? Now you get schmoolders. Well, okay, maybe we change the M to an O. Now, look, it's the word shoulders. So I've done SH and I've done MO. Let's try adding CN to the plug board. And you get attack ships on fire off the shoulders of Orion. And then finally, the actual badge sequence. This was 4 badges, four tasks. You had to start with the badges. There's a little code on each one. One of the speaker badge actually ended up having a typo. Sorry about that. The elemental symbol on this was CW, or clockwise, or from your perspective, clockwise. Turns out it works either way. You stack all the codes up and you read the letters off in a clockwise spiral and you get Quagmire, blinded me with science. Quagmire is not just a character from the Family Guy, it's also a variant of a famous cipher called Visionaire, and it's a keyed Visionaire. So you have an alphabet key and you have a password. Use blinded me and with science as the keys on that, and you get the phrase almost Wyndham 1951, Newton 1687. You punch those into Wikipedia and you get John Wyndham, The Day of the Triffids, and you get Isaac Newton's Principia Mathematica. Almost John Wyndham. It's not supposed to be exactly Day of the Triffids, but almost. That was supposed to lead you to the Bifid cipher. And I also, the ciphertext for this one I had in 3-letter groups to really confuse people, because that helped verify that, oh, it's obviously Trifid because they're in triples. No, that was just to annoy you. The other book was the key, and when you use those two things together, you got K plus Q to K is K to, you get something. And BE double X. Well, the first part of that is actually the golden ratio. Usually it's written with A and B. I changed it to K and Q so people would think chess, and again, just be annoying. The last task is Aureus, which is Latin for golden. So now we've linked the last task to this and trying to force the whole emphasis on the golden ratio. The BE double X, the X was a padding. If that wasn't in there, the crypto didn't decrypt just about right. The BE was supposed to mean big endian double precision. What you do is you decode the base 64 from the final stage to get a binary, convert the golden ratio number, and I just used the precision that was in the wiki article, because if you go out farther, it changes it a little bit. Convert that to double and you get this hex string. If the precision isn't the same, the last few bytes kind of look a little different, but you get enough out. And use just a simple XOR encryption, XOR method on it. Just exclusive or each of those bytes with the bytes of the ciphertext, and you get any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. Yeah. So the scoring for this, every task had a value, 10, 20, 40, or 80 points. The first player to solve each task got a 20% bonus. We gave out some additional bonuses of like 2 to 5 points for style, for epic, crazy, silly, ridiculous things. And then you had special bonuses for completing everything in a category, everything in a row, et cetera, et cetera. 9 teams played, which was fantastic. Some teams joined really late. There were new players joining in during the party last night, which I thought was fantastic. They seemed very enthusiastic, seemed to have fun. But really, it came down to 2 teams, and by 1 o'clock this morning, they were still fighting with this last task. The last team to get the Aureus, or the gold, whatever it was. I'm not going to pronounce the Latin. The last person to get that last task would win the game. It was very clear that was what was going to happen, but nobody could. So the runners-up, they finally did solve it this morning. The runners-up today, as of about 12:30, Mobile Disco, Smokestack, RPISec. These are all the people here. But the winners for the 3rd or 4th year in a row, I'm not sure how many. Team Flyers by Irene, they solved it about 10 o'clock this morning and got all kinds of bonus points and just shot way ahead. They were just about 80 points behind overnight. This morning they flew ahead with that last task and they win. So that's it.
You want Flowers by Irene to come up? Yeah. Okay, Flowers by Irene could come up. What's the reference for that? No shit. Oh, FBI, right? Yeah, it's okay, I'm done.
You're old.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that was really embarrassing. Of all the things I've done to embarrass myself this weekend, that was the worst. There's still time, but wait, there's more. Move with some expediency, please. There's 1,500 people here, like, I didn't win a damn prize. I'm just gonna watch these guys pick these boxes up. Did you just throw them on the ground?
I did.
Here, plebes. Thank you. Good job at playing, guys.
So we can rotate the slides.
We're rearranging things here real quick. Maybe.
Okay. I think we're
Is
good.
there another?
Is that right? That's right.
Is there more?
No, that's it.
That's the only slide?
That's the only one.
Okay, could the barcode contest organizers come up? Yay! I'm going to put the slide up and it's going to give away the winner.
on that one. Yeah.
I know how to use a computer.
So, this year we had a lovely theme of steampunk. We had 12 entries that actually did scan, and 3 winners. If Orion Road, Daniel, and Army Train could come up. The 3 entries that were winning, which was the Shmoo costume.
You can actually see it right over there, walking up this way.
Bob. It is not a Shmoo costume. Let's be. Just want
Excuse
to be
me,
clear.
Captain ShmooCon,
Cap
as
Enterprises makes me say
designated
that.
by
And you
the
see,
entry.
even that thing is badge, right? Like he's wearing his badge.
the entry down on the bottom. You grab that.
You could play rock, paper, scissors. You were always rock.
That's not a sketchy one.
Stand back, we're doing science up here.
Slow pitch softball. Wait, what? Should I move?
Hang on, it's turning on. I don't know what the other power cord is for.
Army, where the hell are you? You need to explain this thing.
It's just the plug-in one. So in addition to Captain ShmooCon, we also had a Butterfly Labs board where somebody actually acid etched onto the CPU their actual barcode after the 5th or so CPU. They got it right.
Not to mention all the shiny pneumatic tubes and the gears, and I believe that there is some sort of a compass glued into there too. I thought it was pretty neat.
Army Train, you want to explain this?
So I started out with Purple Heartwood, and everybody knows I do military-themed stuff. So the binary says Shmoo, and remember those who cannot, because not everybody can get a ticket, right? And remember, drink with those who can. So the 24-inch OLED screen raises up on 2 actuators. There's 21 shot glasses around, and they were filled with libations. And on the inside, we have something from every con that I've been to in the last couple years. So there's an ADBS transponder that Larry Pesci made for CCDC last year. There's a Reaver, a Mark IV Pineapple, a Dream Plug, a cell phone with cell phone service so I can turn the radio up and down, a Bose sound dock, and couple other things. So the lights are all teacup candle lights that I bought from Michaels and took apart and hooked up to an ATX power supply, which was kind of scary. I've never worked with DC power before. Got burned a couple times. And then an Atari emulator running on top of the screen. So.
Let me just say, he has good taste in music too.
So we'll be announcing the theme for next year's Smart Code within the coming weeks. Unfortunately, we couldn't get it quite for closing, but yeah. We'll be announcing that shortly.
And then, are there prizes?
Yep. All 3 prizes are up here for the 3
Well, they also get
winners.
tickets to next year.
Oh, and the 3 winners get tickets to next year. So, woohoo! Yay! Does Captain ShmooCon want to say anything? It's hot. All right. We moved the barcode up to the beginning so that the captain could go change into the alter ego or whatever they call that. Labs, is there a Labs representative here to, do you want to say something?
No.
All right. Labs was a rounding success again. We appreciate all the effort that the Labs folks put into, how many people connected to one of the wireless networks on purpose? Briefly, like, whoops, hey, check that magic out. And they supported all the streaming very effectively. Give it away gently. Please, God. Oh, Jesus, we're going to give stuff away. It makes me a little nervous. Thank you. Oh, my, you just file the lawsuit now. Class action, like.
Wait, I got a t-shirt. Can I throw the t-shirt?
Well, go throw it.
No,
there.
please, goddamn.
Past the lights.
No chandelier.
Past the lights.
Thank you.
Oh.
Quadling is uninvited to ShmooCon. All right, want to talk about t-shirt charities real quick while there's a massive distraction.
Check, sir. These numbers. Go ahead.
You say.
No.
Yes, speak.
All right. These numbers were right as of about an hour or two ago. So they're going up. Some of you came and bought T-shirts and took your chips with you. If you bring them back to us, these numbers will go up even more. Okay? If I could have the EFF and HFC, I have your checks right here, and I will send you the difference later.
Yay! So
Your
that's
name has to be EFF or.
yeah. If your initials are EFF, that could work too, but we'll have some other issues with the community if you're stealing their stuff. So that's over $16,000 raised just by selling T-shirts, and I think there were other fundraisers going on this weekend that we'll touch on. So that's a big thanks to EFF and HFC for being here again this year. Man, thanks for coming, dude.
Josh.
Oh, God. Josh is going to do an auction. Josh is going to make a quick auction.
Quick.
First off.
What are you auctioning?
2 minutes.
Okay, we're going to do a special today. We're going to auction, but you're not sure what you get. You're either going to get this or the Stargate. Don't go there. We actually already sold the Stargate. Then the people that bought it, Joey Maresca and his wife, said, give it back. We want Bruce and Heidi to have to tote that sucker around for another year.
No, actually, I heard a nasty rumor that you were taking it.
No. Oh,
Well,
hell no.
Because there's this thing coming up, and you might stand under it.
Oh, shit. Hey, honey, what do you think about using this as a chuppah?
Actually, Janice, I don't want to die. Where is she?
She's right back there. Honey, stand up. Thanks. She said yes 3 years ago here. Yeah, I'm slow. Anyway, so.
Real quick.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I have an uncut sheet of ShmooCon badges. There was one that sold at the HFC auction yesterday, and there's one going today. This was done in an unheated garage, which gave Bruce and his children carbon monoxide poisoning. And we're going to auction it off right now. So for right now, who'll give me a starting bid on an uncut sheet? Very, very frameable, very beautiful, and well done. I've got, and it comes with a ticket. Ladies and gentlemen, this comes with a ticket for next year's ShmooCon. $200, who'll give me 3? What's that? $250, he'll give me 3. 3. I got 3 back there, he'll give me 4. 4.
There's a guy with his hand right there.
4, I've got 4. I've got 5. Ladies and gentlemen, I've got $500. Who'll give me 550? 550, 550. Going once. Come on, 550, 550. But come on. 550? 550. He'll give me 6. 6. I've got 6. Who'll give me 7? 7. Stand up if you want to bid. Who'll give me 7? 7. Going once. Going twice. What'd you have it at, Chris? That was 8, right? 9. You said 9? You're awesome, lady. I got $900 right. No, all right. $600. Going once, going twice, $700. I've got 7. Who'll give me 8? Who'll give me $800 for an uncut sheet of badges, which we will, oh hell, I'll have it framed for you. I will pay to have this framed. And we'll give you a ticket as well. Ladies and gentlemen, going once. What's that? Free Stargate with it, too. You get free Stargate with it, too. Going once, going twice, sold. Come on up. Sorry,
Could the EFF guys come back up here again? We're going to give you some time to say a few words. We forgot to put it in the slides. I'm sorry. I don't know where they are in the room. There they are. They're all in the back, conveniently. Like, hey, you don't have to run. We'll do something else.
No, we'll do the Stargate.
Oh, yeah, we'll do the Stargate while you're walking up, so take all the time you need. This is going to be terrible.
They keep inviting me back. I don't know why Bruce keeps busting on me. Anyway.
That thing lived in my hallway for 9 months. And then I would go through it, and then I had to figure out where I was. It was really...
I only had 4 chevrons locked. I don't know what he's talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a full-size Stargate. Who would like to bid on the Stargate? I've got $1. $5. 200. I've got 200 on the Stargate. 250. Who'll give me 275? Going once for Joey. Going twice for 250.
Does it come with a ticket? No.
No.
If I promise not to give it back, does it come with a ticket?
Triple his bid, and I'll make it happen.
You gotta ask my wife. She's threatening to punch me in the,
You have this really horrible problem. You keep talking about how she's going to punch you in the junk. Like every day, I've heard you say she's going to punch me in the junk. It's like, I don't know. Well, I know about some of your fetishes, but I mean, but dude, seriously.
Sell the thing.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I've got $250. He'll give me $300. Going once. Three. I've got $300. What's that?
Carrying it.
Oh God.
Josh is taking it home for $300? All right, I'm done with that.
I've got $300. Going once. Going twice. I'm so screwed. Sold. Honey, I know I promised you I'd deal with the chuppah. Got it.
Thanks, man. So, for those that don't know, that was part of the ShmooConography contest last year. We put it up for auction for some reason. Blue Knight paid a bunch of money for it just for us to keep it, and like it literally lived in the hallway in our house. And when we moved, I was like, "Holy shit! The Stargate's been here for almost a year, and like I haven't moved it. Like it's just been like part of the house, and we just kind of forgot." Like. So it went to storage for like a month, and now I guess it's going to go find a home with Josh. So he has to bring it back next year. So excellent. Now the EFF has come up, so we can play this game for as long as we can, as long as we generate money for charities. I'm down with it. So anyway, EFF's going to give a little chat.
So I'm Nate Cardozo. I'm a staff attorney with the Electronic Frontier Foundation, and Kurt Opsahl is our Deputy General Counsel. We just want to thank you guys for all of your support. You guys are awesome. ShmooCon has been supporting EFF for a very long time, and we're happy to help. If you don't know what we do, we're lawyers and activists and computer scientists who support freedom online. If you are a security researcher and you have a legal question, email us, info@eff.org. If you're presenting a talk at a conference like this and you have legal questions about what you can and can't say on stage, we're lawyers and we work for free for you. So thanks, guys.
Thank you. We love you guys.
And due to federal regulations, we have to give the other nonprofit equal time, so HFC is going to come up.
I'll be really quick. Johnny Long sends his thank you, and he wishes he could be here. We actually had a team crossing over at the same time as ShmooCon was going on, led by one of our board members. So on behalf of Hackers for Charity, I really appreciate everybody's donations. And on behalf of Hackers for Charity, thank you for coming to ShmooCon. Great con that supports us and supports a lot of other conferences. We kind of work all together to solve the world's problems in small ways, in little small ways, but those small ways add up to really big results. So thank you.
What do we do?
Well, do you know the answer?
I have no idea. Oh, wait, yeah, I do. Hack Fortress. We have a winner. Do they get something?
They get to buy tickets.
They get to buy tickets
there's
next
like
year.
10 of them or something.
Yeah, because there are a lot of people that played Hack Fortress. So this year, in some sort of weird, like Hatfield and McCoys, but they were all related, because all the Hatfield and McCoys were related, right? Then they split apart. Again, I learned this all from movies, so I don't really know. They married together, apart and together. It ended up being Mobile Disco and Jolly and Friends. And then we have the magical golden wrench, which is an honest-to-God real pipe wrench. This is like a non-trivial, not get through on the airplane wrench. And so the...
Penn State?
Turn it over. There's some on the other side.
Team Zelda?
Team Zelda from 2 years ago. Somebody from last year didn't brand it. Who was the lazy bastards that didn't put a thing on it for 2014?
That would be...
Jolly! I don't know if Jolly's...
Are they supposed to do that
They're
themselves?
supposed to do that themselves. This is totally not, we're not paying for that. Like, come on. That's like $1.50. Like, anyway, this year, Mobile Disco and Jolly and Friends went head to head, and in the last minute thing. The match. No, I mean, whatever. It was a good match, but at the end, Mobile Disco ended up winning. So congratulations, Mobile Disco. Good job on winning Hack Fortress this year. Can a representative from Mobile Disco come up and get the wrench and hold it above your head and scream like Chewbacca? Now you're wishing that you'll try. Will you try your best?
Will they give me a ticket?
Well, you already are. Yeah, go for it. Do it. That's going to be a contest next year, by the way.
You can just go through these real quick. The sponsor should be standing up to the sides. We're just pointing.
So who do I?
So this is.
So from Synac is giving away a MakerBot, which people have been sitting on up here. It's a pretty resilient MakerBot, as it turns out. The winner of the Maker. Do I invite these people up, or?
Well, can they just come get it? Yes, if they're here. Yes.
Okay, so the winner was
Trifton.
Shamil? What? Chainmail, is that really how I pronounce it? Hey, congratulations! We need some identity proofing, sir. How do you pronounce your last name? Camille. All right, I'll give him credit for that because I couldn't tell. There's a lot of consonants, man. Anyway, congratulations. And thank you to Synac for providing that awesome prize. Next up, is me. Oh, Ponce Technologies and their barf-inducing helmet. We had 3 people actually finish the contest. One of them, Kobayashi Maru'd it by just finding the end at the beginning. So the winner was Odd Job. Odd Job, are you here? Phil. Odd Job Phil, because there may be more than one Odd Job. Like, that's a weird namespace collision problem in the hacker culture. Odd Job Phil is not here, so we will find a way to mail it to him through the Stargate. Thank you. It's your Stargate. Okay, well, I'll pay the feed and freight to mail it through the Stargate. BAI gave away a $100 gift card to something.
Patrick Cooley.
It's just a gift card, you know. Hey! It went to Patrick Cooley. If he's here, he can come up and get it. And Paul Van Dan.
No.
What Paul Van, I just made up a name, won a mini drone. So if you guys are up here, come on up. Thank you to BAI for providing those prizes. Yay, go team. Any others? Any other vendors? We missed any other vendors giving away prizes up here on stage? Okay, sweet. Jordan. I sing his name every time. It just brings such great joy. Jordan, first of all, he put on the Hacker Family FUD and did a bang-up job with that and the golden flag.
Yeah,
Is that what it was called?
Yeah,
he was wearing a suit on Saturday. On Friday, he was wearing a shame, but it was okay. It went very well. Jesus, sorry, dude. Like, that cut right to the soul on that one. Anyway, do you need to plug in?
I do.
Oh, okay.
Plugs. Might even work.
All right. By the way, this thing is playing music up here, so I'm just going to...
It's not. He's just making that up. He just hears it in his head. I'll get you back. All right, Ghost in the Shell. So yeah, Family FUD, a few other things, but most of my work goes into Ghost in the Shell Code, the CTF that we run every year. It's our 6th year here. Pony Island was this year's theme for our Pwn Adventure game. We mentioned last year that we had a fully 3D MMO. We had another one bigger and better. We switched from Unity to Unreal this year. Somebody's a big Unreal fan. Excellent. Or they just like the game, so either way, I'll take it. We had 802 teams that were registered. 1,800 users, not all here at the con. We did this online as well. Many of them were here at the con as well. We have people in the room. 195 teams with more than 1 point. And this actually is a lot because any of the challenges that were worth more than 1 point were non-trivial. Like, there were no gimme challenges. Every one of these was fairly difficult. So we had 200 teams that actually put in effort and got some points. So this is really pretty impressive. As I mentioned, we had this kind of online game. I'm not going to do a full walkthrough of it. If you go to PwnAdventure, PwnAdventure.com, you can see more about it, learn more about it, and download it, and you'll be able to play it offline over the next coming days. But you can see if you've ever played Minecraft and done redstone circuits, one of the little things inside Pwn Adventure this year was some circuits. So you could see, like, you walked into a room, and there was like little gates. You had to figure out what switch turned it on to open the door, and you went through 3 or 4 rooms, and then you got to this. It was a little complicated. It turned out that a number of teams were able to solve this. Again, this is just one of many challenges. I encourage you to go look at ghostintheshellcode.com later and see more of them. But one of the teams that solved it had a really interesting approach. They traced it by hand, all the gates, and then modeled it in Google's spreadsheet. So Samurai, who is a team that's actually here on person, this was their Google spreadsheet they posted. So you could actually see they entered in the state and they were able to figure out, solve the formula to get the door open with Google spreadsheet, which is a nice hack. And then we're going to head the slides out of order. So here's the final results. PPP, who has won this thing 4 years in a row, 5 years in a row, I don't even know now, too many years in a row now, is not here in person. And also, they gave away their tickets. They couldn't make it this year. Too many of them were remote, and so they all played from Texas. They still won. Clearly, that didn't impede them. But they gave away all 3 of the tickets they won from both the teaser round and from winning last year to some students here. So that's a big shout out for PPP. Hopefully, they're watching the stream. And they won again. But I do also want to highlight Team Samurai was still here in person for second place. So it's good to see, even though we have hundreds of teams playing online, big, strong online component, the fact that teams here are still putting up competitive results. And Team Samurai was very close. In the last 10 minutes of the game, there was a 1-question difference that could have put Samurai over PPP, or instead PPP pulled away a little bit, but it was very close. Came in the last one. So thanks very much.
Thank you. Thanks, Jordan. So just a quick word on GITS. You know, there's some contests that I'm personally involved in, and I tend to pay a lot of attention to them. And then there's contests that we're not involved in, and you know, I say, hey, thanks, great job, and whatever. Jordan and the GITS team have put in a Herculean amount of work over the last few years. It's a freaking MMO that you run around in and do stuff. They built it from scratch. They have teams competing from around the world, question mark, not just the US. There's not like a citizenship test or something like that. Okay, from around the world. And you know, I mean, it's a very sophisticated operation. You know, you walk past, you see a little banner in a room, you think, oh, cute, a CTF. It's really amazing what those guys put on. So I just wanted to thank Jordan and the whole GITS team for doing this year after year. So thank you very much, guys. Fire Talks. Grex, is he here? Grex is here. Fire Talks happened again this year on Saturday. It was a wild success. There were no fights. So, at least that I'm aware of. You buried the bodies well, so here's, do you need to plug in too? Yeah, plug in. Okay, we're gonna just do this again. Oh, and we're, after this, there's only a few more and then we'll be done. So I know people are looking to get to trains or planes or automobiles. Oh my. Where's John Candy? He's dead. John Candy is dead. Like, just to be clear. There are very few good Canadian comedians left. I couldn't say his Jewish alliteration. Take off, man.
All right, is it showing? How about that? That's good? All right. So we had a great year once again at Fire Talks. We did things a little different. We just did it one night, so got a big turnout that night. So I just wanted to thank once again Iron Geek for recording Fire Talks, and I also wanted to thank Tess and David, or Ideas New Now, for helping out. Not only with just all the things that are going on associated with organizing it, but also just even the basic things like doing security and helping to pick the winners. For those that aren't familiar with Fire Talks, it's basically take a 45-minute talk and really squish it down to 15 minutes. So you really don't have too much time to go through and give a lot of background. You just have to cut through all the stuff. And you know, you have 15 minutes just to get the point across there. So, third place this year was Resource Public Key Infrastructure by Andrew Gallo, and he's won a Mini Poner V2. Is he here? Nope. Okay, don't gotta worry about that. Did anybody see that? Thoughts? Is it good? Yeah, it's really good talk, something that we need to focus on, dealing with securing BGP. So second place was sponsored by Hacker Warehouse, or it was sponsored by Mach 37, so it's a $200 gift certificate to Hacker Warehouse. And the winner of that is Collaborative Scanning with Minion. Sharing is caring, but Justin Warner, or Six Dub, is he here? Oh, man, I'm gonna have a lot of stuff to do after this. All right, so, yeah. So I just wanted to thank Mach 37 for sponsoring that prize, and also for the third place prize, I wanted to thank Tigris. So first place, this is the Blade RF X40. So a nice prize here. The sponsor, once again, I think for the third year in a row, was Cobalt Strike. So thanks to those guys. And the winner is Chronicles of a Malware Hunter by Tony Robinson. Right. So thanks a lot, and I will see you next year.
There you go. InfoSec Santa, goodbye. Goodbye, InfoSec Santa. He's just, no, he left, okay. For those that don't know, I wear a different Santa hat for the entire month of December every day. One of the weird things I do, because normally I'm a grumpy asshole, and it makes me look cheery.
It's all on my Facebook account.
It's all on her Facebook account, as it turns out. Like, you'll go see previous conversation regarding your wife's Facebook account. Like, I'm with you, brother. Anyway, so now the wireless ETF guys are going to come up and give their shtick. I think this is the piece of paper you need. No, it's not. Good luck. Oh, it's here.
Oh, paper.
On the ground.
Yay.
Oh, God.
Thank you. Wireless ETF. So real quick, 2 seconds. We won't be long, we promise. We were already told to be quiet. Thanks. So this year we had about 40 challenges. 10 were 802.11, normal Wi-Fi. 10 were software-defined radio. 10 we actually came up with an SDR drinking game, which we got a lot of pull with, and it's going to become an SDR happy hour now. And then we had 3 foxes, 1 SDR, so it was a software-defined radio fox, and 2 Wi-Fi foxes. Russ, in a drunken rage during a hunting trip, came up with a SDR duck hunt. So at 172.75 megahertz, it was 1 shot per hour. You shoot the duck in the air, you wait for an MD5 hash to come back, you submit the flag. But we also had poachers, so the poachers could actually stand there and pick up the flags as they went through. It was lots of fun. This particular year, we had the most teams we've ever had registered at any conference, and this was our 23rd wireless capture the flag at conferences. 26 teams registered, and we had 18 teams score. So people were actually playing. It wasn't just a drive-by register. First place is half caps, a portion of the team all caps. Come on up, guys. That we, after this conference, retired them, and they're joining our team. So we just doubled in size. They scored 1,850 points out of a total of 3,400 available. They get a Pwn phone. Thank you, Pony Express. Second place, Pink Jackets. Are you here? Come on up. 1,205 points. They solved a ton of the wireless and a ton of the SDR challenges. They get we do a Wireless Village coin this year, as well as four patches and stickers and a bunch of other swag. And third place, we've already given them their stuff. They also get 4 radios so that they can work. Third place team got a victim badge because, well, they didn't win. Thanks a lot. Again, we had a huge turnout. It was awesome, and an SDR drinking game now exists.
Well, we're not even in like presentation mode, are we? Now we are. I know how to use a computer. Videos, real quick. Please, Ted's still selling videos down the hall. They're busy, been burning them and everything. We were not going to get them posted for a while, so if there's something you want to see, I would encourage you to go down the hall and pick them up. And also, I just wanted to thank Ted and his crew and all the streaming crew and all the people working the videos for their help this year. And as we like to say, yay, Ted! Yay, Ted. That's where you actually, this is like a, never mind. It was a responsive thing, and it didn't work out. So, yay, Ted. Thank you. I appreciate you. Yeah, you can humor me. It's cool. I'll get it. Next up is ShmooConography. Come on, guys.
All right. So, yeah, we put another year of ShmooConography on. This is actually our 10th year hosting this game. So we're still excited in doing it, and let me go through the thing. So who figured out it's actually not Calvin and Hobbes? This was actually late. So our deadline was 2 o'clock, and so be it. At 2 o'clock, I got a submission that beat the whole entire game by the Hammer Brothers. So the Hammer Brothers win the whole thing. If you guys can come up, they'll get $500 from Praxis Engineering, some shirts, and a poster. So come on up.
Straight cash.
All right, so while they're coming up, I'll go through the game real quick. So the first stage actually was in the program, and all you had to do is look at the first character of each sentence and put that together, and we have Spangler, right? So that was the code word, and then you also get a clue that gets you to the next stage. You also had to look at the ShmooCon website as well to in the span tag and actually just selecting the text to get the clue that'll get you to the next stage as well. So stage 2 is actually looking at that Twitter feed that we had up a few years ago. We brought it back. But this time, while it was showing tweets and so forth, it wasn't really the Twitter that you need to focus on. You need to actually get your remote out of your hotel room, come out here and actually type in or punch in the Ghostbusters telephone number to actually get a special tweet that's not going to the Twitter servers that will show up on the screen. And that tells you the code Tully as well where to go next, which was to our containment unit, which was on a poster. I believe most of you guys saw that and probably feared sticking your USB drive in there. But we weren't doing anything bad. We were just, infecting. No, just kidding. We were. So here, the idea was we actually put on some files. While we took a picture of you, whoever's in front of there, and we put that file on your USB. So ideally, what you had to do is a steg game. So you just simply find the COTS tool, which was steg hide. Take it off the. Look at the file, and you're going to get the image sitting here with Slimer. It's a pretty nasty image. So what you have to do here is you need to put him back in the containment unit. So you need to show him to that video, which then there will be a separate reading on that little LCD screen to tell you where to go next. And of course, the code word here is Melnitz. All right. Oh, yeah, Kelvin Hobbs. So Kelvin Hobbs was second. Could you guys come up as well? You get a shirt. All right. So stage 4. Was looking at the, right. So this is where in the same poster we had stuff taped to the back. We actually hid an FM transmitter in there, actually playing the Ghostbusters theme along with a voice track that was telling where to go and what the clue was or what the code word was, which was King. So I believe most people got that there. Then we hit stage 5, which is a little more technical here. So we have a motion JPEG stream that was just on a website. You can download it, but what we had to do is actually look at the bytes. So at the end of every image, after the FFD9 marker, there was a byte after that. Before actually it was after the FFD9, it would be the length of the next image, right? So between there, that's where you have to actually parse out the words. You actually get Barrett, and then you have all the code words, and a lot of people were guessing the theme of the code word. Obviously, the theme of our game was Ghostbusters, but really the theme of the code word was just Ghostbusters characters with glasses. So we made this a little more challenging and so forth. I do want to say, so Calvin Hobbs and the Team Hammer Brothers, they're the ones that were really battling head-to-head. But the other team who was playing all along were Bobby's team. Could you guys stand up? Because this team of young individuals, actually come up here. You're all right there anyway. They did a great job playing this game.
One person's missing. One person's missing.
Right.
One person is missing for the remainder of the day. We had him on the phone.
Yeah. They have a 5th guy. So these guys, I mean, they started at the beginning, and they worked as a team all the way, and they made it to what level? You got past level 4, which was awesome. So for you guys, even though you were 3rd, technically, we're going to get you guys all a shirt.
I get to kiss these.
And I want to thank Bruce here and the other parents for not beating me up, because I did tell these kids to get that FM radio. I told them, yeah, go take the radio out of your hotel room. So when Bruce came up to me, I was like, oh boy, here we go. So obviously, we put on the game. We do that on our own time, but really the money is not our money. It's from Praxis Engineering. So I want to thank them for really giving us this opportunity to give you guys some free shirts we'll throw out. You already threw them out. All right, and give the money out and so forth. Special thanks to some other Sony for not really coming after us because they had their own problems. Adafruit for the stuff we put on the Raspberry Pi, Steg Hide, Python, obviously, our wives, but above all, Bruce and Heidi. I mean, we've been doing this for 10 years. I've had my ups, I've had my downs. I think we've really hit the game such that it's pretty good. We have themes, so we have a lot of fun with this. So we hope you guys who play or maybe just muck around with the containment unit, whatever the case is, that you guys enjoy it. So for Bruce and Heidi, we're going to give you 2 of these shirts for you two. Appreciate everything you have done for us. We'll post everything up on our website. We'll put it on ShmooConography. You can email us at shmooconography@gmail.com as well. All right?
All right, we're getting toward the end here. So real quick, if you have feedback, and I'm sure you do, good, bad, and ugly, this is the best place to send it. We in the past, Branson actually had a feedback site because there was a lot. Some of the feedback was make it easier to give feedback, and so we went through and had this site that you could anonymously submit feedback about speakers, about the con in general, and after each talk, it was about the easiest way I could possibly envision to get feedback, and hardly anybody used it. And so Branson put in a lot of work in that, and he asked this year, like, hey, we're going to do this again? And you could kind of see through email the despair in his eyes, So I'm like, no, I think what we're going to do is just take this in email. So, and the reason we say email as opposed to Twitter or whatever is we put all this in one place, we look at it after the con, we look at it again over the summer, and we look at it again before next year's con, and see how are we addressing the concerns and the feedback that you've given us. So if there's one takeaway that I would hope you would have from this event, it's our attitude about how we engage you as an audience and the broader community, and we're trying to make things better. And I don't mean we're trying to make ShmooCon better. I mean, we're trying to make the community better and demonstrably push the ball forward from a security and privacy and crypto perspective. We all feel very passionately about that. Clearly, you all feel very passionately about that. It's Sunday afternoon, right before a big football game. And I know a lot of you are looking at your watch right now because kickoff is fast approaching. But there's a lot of industries where I talk to people, and if there's a conference on the weekend, that's not really a thing in their life, right? Like, you go to an industry conference on a Sunday? Like, that's weird. Like, do you have a different religion where Sunday's a work day? Like, I don't understand. And in security, it's the normal. Like, this is what we do, and we care. So I would encourage you to try to carry that forward from today. And again, like, feedback, good, bad, and ugly. We want it all. So to kind of start to wrap things up, a big thank you to all the contested events. Just wanted, again, one big round of applause for everybody who put in their own blood, sweat, and tears to make this happen. What? Okay. Also, thanks to everyone, all the people who are ShmooCon staff could stand up or hide. You can't hide behind the things. Come on out, stand up. If you're wearing a red shirt or you wore a red shirt at all this weekend, except for Nick Farr, who is here, not in a suit and not in a red shirt. He's been wearing that yellow smelly hoodie all weekend, so let's hear it for Nick Farr. And all the ShmooCon volunteers and staff. We certainly appreciate all that you've done. Thanks to the speakers. It's a lot of work to come to a con. Is that my son? The only time I've been hit all weekend's my son, and it's 3 times. That's his 3rd strike, by the way. Yeah. Thanks to you as the attendees. It's important that you show up, otherwise it's not a con, but just some weird kind of psychotic vision that we're having. Heidi's parents came to this for the first time. They were, woo, Heidi's parents, like, hey, let's hear it for reproduction. I'm
waiting.
And then, so they were so impressed by the job that she did and what was going on that when they were out in DC, they bought her Wonder Woman socks because they thought that was the kind of job that she did. So I would ask her to put them on right now, but I know that's not going to happen, and I'd get in trouble for it. So, yeah. So anyway, thanks to Heidi, who makes this all possible every year. And just one more time, thank you. And finally, the news you're all looking for, ShmooCon will happen again, ShmooCon 12. It'll be next year, basically the same weekend here as well. Okay, we'll probably be here. But it'll be the same weekend in 2016. So you got a year to recover, get your liver stretched out, get your brain working, and we hope to see you back here in a year. So thanks very much.
There you go, Bruce. We got it for you.
I'll get him later.